Hi, this is James Melendez, James the Masked Wine Guy, here to talk about this wine. But before I do so, the reason I'm wearing the mask is Halloween 2012, and I did a blind tasting with Carl Wente. This is one of his family's wineries, and the idea was to do a blind tasting wearing a mask, but you don't really have to. I just did it because it's a fun thing to do. And also my brother suggested, you got to try something new, James. And I said, Joel, I will. I don't know what it is, what it looks like, but maybe this is it. Now, I'm not going to do the entire video in this mask. This, I don't know if it's Phantom of the Opera, a Venetian mask, or the Lone Ranger. But whatever it is, I like it, and I'm going to wear it to a party. But for me, I think it's a really fun thing to call out and bring out and do something different. And it kind of is that way of unmasking what is maybe blinded in terms of what we are tasting today. Now, for me, it's a really fun grape and something that I was really excited about. And because it was a blind tasting, you don't always know what it is, obviously. And it could be, there's a large offering from Wente Vineyards. And so to really, first of all, I picked this out. I knew that it was Souzao. And I'll tell you why I thought that was the case to begin with. But here we go. This is Murrieta as well, Los Tesoros de Joaquín, Livermore Valley, Souzao, 2009 vintage, 13.4% alcohol content. And back panel for your review here. This is 90% Souzao, 10% Petite Syrah, and only 56 cases produced. This is about a $19 suggested price point. I think it is only available, to the best of my knowledge, from the winery itself. Now, in the entire listing of Vitis vinifera wine grapes, that is the dominant wine grape that is vinted, there are only 4 in there. You know, there's discussion, at least there is with me, in terms of how many wine varietals exist, at least in the Vitis vinifera. Now, I've heard estimates up to 10,000. I've only been able to verify maybe about 2,700 individual that does not include a synonym. So let's just say, for argument's sake, there are about 2,500 wine grapes. And most of those wine grapes, 99.9% of them, don't have pigment in their pulp. Now, this one does, Souzao. There are only 4. So we have Souzao, Jaques, Alicante Bouschet, and Grand Noir de la Calmette. Now, the reason I bring that out, the coloration issue, is when I actually poured the wine, I kept looking at it, and I just, bring it towards the edge. A piece of paper on the table is really ideal. And I compared it with another varietal, which obviously was a Cabernet Sauvignon. And I said, the edges on this are just too, the coloration is just so bright and beautiful. And it's this almost, this purplish, reddish color. It's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. It's deep and it's convincing. And I thought, and then I tasted it and I thought, this has to be. I will bet $10 that this is a Souzao. And it turned out that I was correct. So I'm going to move this away. I just wanted to compare and contrast. And you should too. If you pick up this wine, you can do a compare and contrast and see how this wine stacks up. Now, this is a varietal that is part of the port making process. So it's blended in with other Portuguese varietals, and that becomes a port wine. And you'll find it in Portugal, California, Australia, and South Africa. The interesting thing, I think, on this varietal is that you can have up to 100% Souzao. I've had that. But I think the beauty in this wine is that you introduce another varietal. Say this is 10% Petite Syrah. It goes a long way. And I think for me, this is a gentle touch. It's that lifting of the Souzao and not really masking it. It's just really fortifying it. And I don't mean in terms of the alcohol percentage. I mean just giving a fortification for what this wine is and highlighting the beauty of this wine. Gorgeous texture on this wine. So when you do taste this wine, you're going to notice the mouth feels absolutely beautiful. Expressive nose here, evocative nose. So nose of suede, tayberry, rose petals warmed by the sun. So here we go. Take a taste of this wine and tell you what it's like. Beautiful wine. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous notes and definitive notes of tayberry, boysenberry, sesame, chili guajillo, clove, and cinnamon stick. Now, I just want to explain, I use a lot of chili descriptors when I talk about wine because I love the chilies, the chili guajillo, the chili ancho, chili Anaheim, and these flavor characteristics on either the red or the green, and I'm talking about the red here, is giving somewhat of that sweet, spicy, hot note, but not hot from alcohol, just hot from the beautiful characteristic of this wine. So that's not the dominant flavor. This is really the tayberry, boysenberry song here that we are going to sing and give praise to. I think it's a beautiful wine. This is a 9.2 out of a 10.0 scale. For more wine reviews, please go to jamesthewineguy.com. Please subscribe to my videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, Google+, Pinterest. Salud.